Warning. You are about to enter the propaganda report.
That's right.
With Brad Binkley.
I am Brad Binkley. And you have entered the propaganda report with Brad Binkley and Ian Covell back today. A short 30-minute sprint we're going to do today because, there's a lot of surface level topics. I think that can be a description of every single day. But today, what the news is centering around right now is the big New York City mayor race, which, Ian, I don't know if you... There's a mayor race. Did you see the title of the show today that reflects that mayor race?
Oh, no. Oh, wait.
Can you see it? Where is it? Vote for rapey grandma killer so grandma doesn't get raped by gay-friendly killer Muslims.
Yeah,
it's quite
really
a conundrum
shit
up
choice.
there. And New York.
I'll take the capitalist grandma killer over the communist gay-friendly killer.
Right, so here's going to be the problem with that right there. This is what they're. If he wins, it's fun. It's like, well, you got the guy who resigned for groping titties without permission and killing everybody's grandmother. He's back. Or you got the guy that he says will grope everybody's titties and kill your grandmother because he's a gay-friendly Muslim who's never seen the inside of a cave. You can put the bank on that with that suit and that smile. But here is what you're trying to get people to vote for. Like, this article cracked me up, dude, when I saw it. Oh, there we go. I lost it. It was an article in the New York Post. There it is.
He smiles too much.
Chris, you talking about Mandani?
Yeah, he smiles too
He
much.
rides a bicycle. He's a musical theater kid who is in Oklahoma, the leader, probably gay. It's just, to me, everybody's afraid of what Muslim things would happen.
Did you see him get spotted for one rep at 135?
I did see that, and
that was pretty incredible.
And you know what that was, in my opinion, is that was a perfect appeal to his voting base. Because if he would have gone and done 225, then he would have been a Chad Republican.
That dude can't do 225.
I know he can't, but neither can the people he's appealing to.
Yeah.
And so to make fun of him makes people go, I can't do that
it's
either.
probably the first time he's ever been on a bench.
Without a dick in his mouth.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
was that,
without being strapped down to
Sorry.
Spanked.
Aren't all progressive Muslims sucking dick? Is that, or am I confused? I'm just so confused there. He's a Muslim, gay-friendly Muslim who can't take all his progressive friends over to the home.
Is there Shiite, Sunni, and gay?
Actually, there is a conflict.
Is that the three?
I don't know. I know that they've gone the way. So in Iran, I thought this was very interesting. Iran is accepting, they have law, not necessarily like equal accepting, but they have laws protecting trans, but not gays because the story anyway, goes that whoever's in charge, like back in what's the guy that Josh plays on the show, Ayatollah, back in like the 60s, went in there, and this was like a trans person who convinced them, this trans women are real women. And they said, well, all right, let's protect the trans. You can suck a trans female's penis, but if it's a gay dude, bada bing, bada boom off the top of the building. And that is just so
as long as
interesting.
the dude is dressed like a woman, you can boof him.
I don't know the details of I don't know if there's a hormonal thing or a surgical thing with the Olympics. That's an interesting,
it's a mysterious country.
query.
There's a lot of
Because it would like to see what's the line between getting tossed off the building and being able to have your lady dick sucked all the time.
Oh, do you think they sucked a lady dick?
That's what the implications seem to be. Is that they just were looking for a reason
to rope
that shit in, dude. And it's like we would have did it. Yeah, it's like the Nazis were all gay, but they're acting like they hate gays.
Yeah, I know.
All of these powerful people are sucking and boofing.
God, what's the name? What was the name of the local police for the Nazis? Oh God, not the SS.
The mustaches and dicks.
No, what were they fucking called? The spy, the Gestapo.
The Gestapo. Yeah.
The Gestapo. I think it was like the Gestapo guy, the guy who headed the Gestapo. Big flamer. Big
Huge
time
flamer. Yeah.
That or the guy who ran the youth movement. It was probably the guy who ran the youth.
Right. So that's like, they're like, we hate gays unless they haven't hit puberty yet. Bring your boys. It's like it's fucking. So there's
I'm mixing it up. I'll have to refresh my.
There's a secret society that was like the something Society of Thebes, because I was looking at all these secret societies that shaped the world allegedly the other day, and this one stems from ancient Greece and Plato and Socrates and all that shit, and it's a war. It's like the most balanced, best focused, connected, emotionally centered, one brain, collective, warring group of soldiers that's ever existed in Thebes, and it was 150 gay couples, and they were so good because they were so emotionally connected.
This is pretty common, though. The samurai did this. The Spartans. There's a whole. They just didn't believe in effeminate. Like that was where they drew the line.
Yeah, they didn't get pushed forward when they're bottom. They backed the top into the corner with that power, dude. That's the type of man bottom they are, I think. Yeah. And this one stemmed from ancient Greece. And what they would do in ancient Greece is they would be like, well, my boy here would like to one day grow up to be an aristocrat, like one of you philosophers over there.
Oh yeah.
Who wants first dibs on mentoring my son and also fucking his ass? You.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's what, like you'd read a mind-bending, expanding, great a quote in like in Plato, Socrates, and then the next is, and then the sex with the neighbor's child happened, and it's like, oh.
I mean, do you want your son to succeed in life or not, Brad?
See, that seems to be what the standard was, and one, what's she say in Sex and the City? I can't help but wonder if that's a standard that never stopped. That's just not as out in the open as it is right now. Lots of evidence might be found throughout the history of Congress that leaked out a little bit here and there, and you have a Lindsey Graham anomaly, a straight man in his 70s.
He's probably the straightest, most masculine, virile man in Congress.
Right? He's like, he's like, he's so manly that he will turn a trans female's lady dick into an inverted vagina simply by sucking on it.
My God,
that's what he campaigned on, and people were like,
be more likable if he just came out as gay.
Right, and I always think back on this not talked about story a couple of years ago. It's about a year and a half ago in Semaphore, which is kind of a weird publication, but it was these videos that were briefly leaked on, Snap? That was like some gay shit going on in Congress with hidden camera, and then those involved. Two of them happened twice in 1 year. Last year it happened, and then it was a staffer of a long time, and then they suddenly were no longer a staff member, and it's like they're gone. They've been dismissed, but they haven't been dismissed. Actually, if you look at where they went, they got clearly a promotion and more money to go away, and it's not like those are the only two hidden cameras in the walls of Congress. I mean, Lindsey Graham must have 80 at least.
You want to see my tape collection?
I can draw Trump's penis and asshole from memory.
I'll show it to you, Brad.
Every single vein and blood vessel. And he draws it, and it's like a perfect match.
Yeah.
He was blindfolded the whole time.
Yeah. Oh, I draw pretty well.
He thinks I've never seen it when I see it every night. Yeah. So, yeah, I thought this headline here was, what the freak is the thing? All right, New York Post, they show this really old grandma who you wonder if she is still kicking today. And the headline says this here. It's got Cuomo looking like he can't wait to end this interview because he wants to pick this grandmother who's 92 years up by a put. Hey, let's get this over with. I got a 92-year-old box to grab.
How come I didn't kill her?
I'll kill her the dick way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it says 92-year-old Holocaust survivor, because that's an important fact here. Had it just been a 92-year-old 2021 COVID Cuomo massacre survivor,
Yeah.
so she votes for the first time in her life to back Cuomo to stop Mandini. So I wonder if she thought Mandini would rape her, and she just thought Cuomo was more attractive. But here, I did a better headline for him. I said, 92-year-old votes for man who 4 years earlier tried to kill her. And that's what you're trying to convince people to vote for. It's actually crazy if people said, I'm going to vote for this guy that all of us demanded they remove 4 years ago because of his...
insane that he decided he would come back and run for mayor. The ego.
It's the
that is
audacity.
it's
They have no
crazy.
fucking, like, they know. And this is, I think, become worse in modern times is
I agree.
they know people don't have a fucking memory. They know they can just pump
They don't
information.
fucking
People will forget. And then you, it's always about who you put yourself next to. It's like, you remember, it's like the, you want to be the best looking person, go hang out with all the ugly people. And it's like, you want to be an attractive candidate, even though people blame you for the murder of thousands of grandmothers and the groping of thousands of titties requested. Put yourself up to a Muslim that you can strike fear in that he'll do worse.
At one point, people were talking about this guy being a possible presidential candidate.
I know, dude.
That's
I know.
fucking insane.
And I guarantee you, he hasn't given up on those aspirations.
Because Trump set the bar pretty fucking high, Brad. It's a high bar now.
Well, you know what he could do
Telling you.
now is he could say, "You guys voted in 2016. Trump grabbed him by the pussy, huh? Yeah. Has he ever grabbed him by the fucking pinky? This is New York strong. Like he could just lean in to who's better at fucking groping some puss, And people would be like, "Yeah, I like that shit. I like the openness about it, Mm-hmm. People be like, grab my puss, like guys would." And it'd be a whole reversal on the trans thing. Which, by the way, I saw. Did we talk about this? I saw furry on Halloween, and I'm still like, it baffles me because they seem so casual. They didn't seem like they were in a hurry to get back to a party. They had the hood flipped back. They were just picking up a pizza. It felt like somebody in their normal outfit just going to get a pizza.
Furry on Halloween.
And I didn't know
How
if
do
it was
you
a
know?
costume or the
what I was saying.
a
How do you
lover
know?
of a potential assassin.
Jeez.
Oh God,
we
we
should
got
investigate all furries.
we really should.
boyfriends.
Round up the furries, dude.
Yeah.
We should get all the crackheads because we should get the ICE to round up the furries because crackheads can be ICE members. So you got a bunch of crackheads busting in to a bunch of illegals and being like, "Hey man, give me something to drink," and he's got like an ice vest on. He's like, "We're here to round up your change, motherfucker," and they just crash on the house, dude. If people don't realize that ICE is like a hard job, it takes once you get all of the illegals that they're trying to round up outside of the place that you pull them out of, and you have to get them onto the burnt out school bus you'll be transferring them into. Like, say you have like 30 of them. The average is that it takes 2 hours to get them loaded onto that bus, which is crazy, And it takes the first 15 minutes that you have to get them lined up. And what's like wild is because they have to like be meticulous about it. Is Kristi Noem has to make sure every single one of them receives like equal. Because it has to be equal in the amount of dick sucking she does. She has to blow every single one of them the same way.
For 2 hours.
Right. And that's
Goodness.
and if they don't release, they get to stay. It's a challenge. You have to hold it. You have to not go, and then you get to come back and run for office. All right, get that guy off. Get that off. So New York is fucked either way, basically. But I do think that Mandini or whatever the fuck his name is will just be another Fetterman. Will be another AOC who campaigned on the fringes because that's the best way to win. And as soon as they get in, they're not really in charge, and they're just going to go back to really making the same decisions others made. That is, unless they want to use New York City as a case study failure pilot for socialism. Which in that case,
Yeah, I mean,
everybody would be on board, I think.
I think if Mamdani gets elected, The whole 911 system crashes within 90 days.
I just, for me, it's just like, if this guy gets elected, he's definitely not making any decisions.
No, the thing is, he's a great example of just saying whatever it takes to get elected. He's not. He knows he's not going to get any of that shit done. He's got to know. He's got to know.
He rides his bicycle like he's our friend. It's just, and that is all. Those are all appeals to his voting base. He's voting for.
See, Cuomo should have ridden a Harley around. See, these guys aren't
a fucking Hummer, dude.
If he drove
through
a Hummer around, fucking.
Like kill grandmas walking through the crosswalk with a Hummer, and you'll be a hero. Like they won't care.
There's biker gangs in New York.
Yeah, he should join a biker gang.
Join a fucking biker gang.
He does a campaign. He's getting he's getting tattooed on his ass.
Yeah,
and that's gonna win you some. Or maybe they just
dude. Come on, that's the only way to top Curtis Sliwa and Mamdani in one move. You know, you join a biker gang, you ride through the city. That's how you get the word out about
and that's the problem though with you get the word out right, but the campaign strategy that they use here is to be effeminate and so say Cuomo is like, all right, let's do it. You get your 10 speed, I'll get my brand new Harley after my ass tattoo, and we race down Fifth Avenue, and he's like, I don't do toxic competition. And his friends are like, yeah, they're celebrating that. It's like, you stood up to him. And he's like, yeah, I'll beat your ass. Yeah, I know. That's raw. That's real gay. And they'll be like, yeah, you're weak as fuck. God, good try. And be like, yeah. Oh, you want to fuck it too? Oh, cool. Okay, I'll lay there. And they just celebrate every weak thing he does. It's the fucking built-in strategy. And it works for them because when they do it, the right, because you can't help yourself, mocks the hell out of it. Yeah. And it feeds into, they're such bullies.
Oh, God. Yeah, I know. I hear that. But at the same time, I still think the direction is swinging right because this is just such a release valve, you know?
Right. No, I agree with you there. I do agree with you there. And it's just not a serious thing. It's a PR thing that they could put into so the rhetoric that like AOC and somebody like this, and Fetterman used to be like borderline communist, and now he's like, oh, this is all now he sounds almost like a middle of the road conservative Democrat.
He actually is likable now.
Yeah, and that's ultimately when it comes to decisions made, they all tend to kind of move that way. But that rhetoric and that normalizing the beliefs, so then later on people can demand more extreme things is the purpose that serves. But like this guy is just like this guy. I feel like this is a guy who. Our friend Bob would be like, hey, I met this new guy in the street. We're going to join the improv group for this week. And we're like, oh, God, another one of these weirdos. And he would be super, like, nice, but then over touchy, very bad at improv. And, by the end of the week, we'd be like, hey, do you need to stop being a fag? You're going to drive all the chicks away, okay? And then 2 weeks later, he'd be kicked out of the theater for jizzing on someone's leg. That's the type of person he comes off as. But with a nice smile.
Well, I mean, you're going to have a nice smile to get that close to someone's leg.
Right, dude. Right. And, dude, I guarantee you this dude's never worn an explosive bomb vest. Prove me wrong, Mandami. Prove me wrong that you've ever been in a cave or had a bomb vest on your chest and you're a real Muslim. All right, dude. That's like, isn't that how you have to prove your Muslimness? That's what Josh... tells me is that Josh says you're a Muslim sympathizer. I said, Muslim? I thought, aren't you supposed to say terrorist sympathizer? They're supposed to accuse me of? Is this?
Well, it is complicated by the fact that I think, look, in my opinion, it's a completely false religion. And it's weird. I don't know. We don't need to get distracted with it.
I don't think this guy, I don't know anything about him, but... The Muslim ideal of a campaign of somebody running for office here, like in Georgia, has nothing to do with like some of these other. It's opposite.
I understand, but like there has been. We're talking about short memories, There has been traditionally tension between Islam and the West, and it's gone way, way, way back. So, you know, and there's been a lot of Islamic conquest that never gets talked about. So it's not like there isn't some
there's tension with religion
for being questioned. You know, it's like
right. So
can these two things mix?
There's deep so there's arguments for like all this stuff. From I've been reading a lot about been like Reddits where Muslim people are commenting and things that they dislike about America, and because I was wondering is it just our freedom? Because that stuff to me is never true. It's the same propaganda tactic always used. And the main thing that I see pop up about Muslims is when Americans come over there, they're interested in them. They think they're cool. They're welcome. There's one of the they don't have like. Huge population of Christians. They have like 300,000, but it is one of the places where the Christian population is increasing the fastest. Although there is some, there's some persecution problems. There's no doubt about it. But one of the problems they have with America that is stated the most is that in 1988, we shot down a passenger Airbus airliner. It killed 288 passenger citizens. The largest. The largest death of a passenger airline ever in history, and we said we thought it was something going on with a conflict, and they don't believe us. Right. And I thought I think that's interesting because one of the things that people here who distrust Israel, one of the reasons that they distrust Israel is because of the ship, the name
USS Liberty.
Yeah, the USS Liberty, where. A lot of people believe that was intentional to draw us into the war, even people on the ship, and there's a lot of controversy over that. And so it's a very similar distrusting pattern, and I can understand. I mean, I can't blame people for feeling that way on either side of that.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if those are similar things. I mean, I think it's been pretty well established that
Israel
hasn't. Did that intentionally.
They did it intentionally?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think so. I thought you were going to say unintentionally. I think so too. Like everybody on board is
give
like.
Us the benefit of the doubt that we just don't go around shooting down passenger planes.
I would like to think that, man. So,
you should. And you should think that, Brad. I think it's safe to think that we don't go around shooting down passenger planes. I think it's pretty safe
not
to think
them.
That.
I
understand.
You know what I mean? So I understand. But to me, that's a very different thing is they hate us for our freedom or they hate us because maybe an uncle and a grandma was killed in that passenger jet who's just trying to go somewhere where they don't believe that our accidental thing. So that's a different, more actually, honestly, relatable explanation.
I get it. You see, there's so much more at play than one incident, though.
Of course. Right.
Like that. I mean... We're talking, lots of history.
But they're not even all religious, like super religious. Even though they're not all. Reading through these Muslims, and I know it doesn't represent all of them. I know there's extremes on either end.
So,
but it's not the portrayal by those who want.
I hear what you're saying. Look, I hear what you're saying, and I totally agree with you that it's not every one of them, and the vast majority of them are, I'm sure, very nice people, right? However. You take the most extreme Christian you can find, the most extreme Christian group of people that you can find. They're not doing what the most extreme people in Islam are doing, not even close. And that's the real core issue. What
are they doing over there? Right there. I don't have that information available. I would want to know what those examples are.
No. There's a history. There's a history of terrorism in Islamic culture. There's been a history of this against the West, even back to when they would just kidnap American sailors and enslave and turn them into slaves. I mean, there is a long history of aggression from Islamic cultures. I'm not saying every Muslim. I'm saying that there is a long history of aggression towards the West, okay? So let's just stop pretending.
No, I'm not pretending. I just that story is
history
it's
written by who? I mean,
It's
these
a
are
100-year-old
this is-
story that they tell.
We're
they
not
just
talking
change the
about
facts.
ancient history written on tablets, okay?
No, I mean from the 1800s. They take Edward
Okay.
Bernays talks about this very thing. He says we take these stories, we change elements of it, and we use the same emotional religious appeals. Like they actually explicitly write it out. They must be fighting over religion because that is something they will never. They must be the ones who you need to convince to go to war.
Brett, you
must
do
believe
know
that.
about the you do know that Islamic warlords tried to take over Europe, and this is a fact. I mean, you can easily look this up. There were actual wars fought, and they nearly got into Europe to dominate Europe, to
yeah.
bring Islam there. So I get it. I
that's-
don't
I'm not-
think this
I'm
was
not
something that
denying,
happened in
like-
1988. This wasn't about
yeah.
a passenger plane. This is a deep-rooted tension.
So I hear that every time I hear that from Americans. Everything that and I've gone to many, and of course I've never been over there.
It's
And so I
naive
don't
to
know
think.
it.
It's naive to think that they have the same
Iranians,
worldview.
all
What
of the
I'm saying-
Iranians, all of the Iranians have said those extreme versions of Muslims that are portrayed over there.
Are
we
Christians- are-
we denounce them. We do. They are not part of our regular society. Is what they say, and they
you
say.
Are you sure? Do you think that there's not violent extremists?
Of course, there's violent
Muslims.
extremists. Of course, there is.
Okay,
no.
so we can
I'm
agree
saying
that there are
they-
violent extremist Muslims.
I'm saying the average Muslim denounces a violent extremist
I get
Muslim,
it.
just like the
I'm-
average Christian denounces the average extremist Christian.
3,000th time, I don't need to qualify this anymore. I agree with you on that. Okay, we don't need to qualify it every time we talk.
Dude, I gotta
get it.
qualify everything I say, or people accuse me of being a terrorist. I have to do every single day. I have to do that.
Right.
So,
right, but this has been recorded. We're live streaming. We don't need to continue to qualify it in this
I have
moment.
to say, you have to continue qualifying it because that is what because people do not people go to the extremes, and this is they treat the extremes as the norm when the extremes are the minority.
Brad, okay, let me try it another way. Let me try another tactic with you. Point out the Christian organizations in other countries blowing stuff up. Point out the Christian organizations inside their own countries blowing stuff up.
What religion is the mob?
That's not no. The mob does not say no. The
So
mob
look.
does not do. Come on, come on. Now you're playing.
No,
Oh my
I'm
God,
telling you.
You're
no.
doing.
I'm
what
telling you what
liberals do,
perception. No, I'm
and
telling you
you're
what
playing
perception
dumb.
people do. No, I'm not playing dumb. I'm not playing dumb. What I'm telling you
God.
is, I'm telling you something that I'm talking about perception that is portrayed. So the perception that you're portraying is the perception that is our perception, right? That's and I'm not disagreeing with that. But the perception. That perception of us and of Christians is not the same one that is portrayed to others. And so this is what all groups do. And I make this point all the time. And this is why hate speech and saying anything's anti-Semitism or racist is such a problem. And it's going to get worse right now because there's an op to make it worse. It is because they take the worst possible actors that they can associate believably with a group, and they brand the entire group as that, and they try and make their people believe, and I'm talking about everybody in the world, believe that all of them are like the worst and none of them are like the rest.
Okay, ISIS. Let's get specific. ISIS, something like ISIS. Does ISIS exist?
Of course.
Do they exist? Can we agree
I'm not
on that?
saying it doesn't exist.
Hold on. I'm just so we agree that I'm getting.
I'm
aggressive
sure
here, but we can agree that they
do they still exist? I
correct?
think so.
Okay,
I know
we
they
can
did
agree
exist.
they did or do exist. The Taliban,
Right. We created ISIS.
So, give me. Oh,
we did.
Okay.
Funded the CIA funneled
Listen.
money to ISIS. They worked with ISIS. It's
Okay.
true.
Okay. ISIS, Taliban. Okay. These groups. All right. We didn't.
All right.
There are
We
other.
create the religion,
there are
of course.
Other Hamas. Right. We didn't create Hamas. Okay. So
Right.
my point is, point to the equivalent of Hamas in a Christian, any Christian group. That there's nothing even equivalent. It doesn't exist. There's nothing even
yeah.
close to it.
There's-
And that's
so-
the only point I'm trying to make. I don't care what names
No.
we call.
No,
I don't care
know,
if anyone
like-
calls me Islamophobic. I don't give a flying fuck.
I'm not.
I really
but-
don't.
So I'm not calling Islam. I'm not calling you that. What? So something that stuck with me, and it's echoed through like 10 different books through over 100 years. Saul Alinsky, Bernays, all of them is they emphasize this point for people who are organizing and people who are propagandists for the state.
Okay.
And
Hold
as they
on,
say
hold on.
that,
There's
let me finish this.
Okay.
They say this. They say you must never become attached to the ideology or the religion that you are using to organize and manipulate people. Otherwise, it will control you too. But it is a tool. Is what they say, and they get the most extreme percentage of people to go commit things that can be branded widely, and I'm saying a statement, and I know it pisses people off, but I'm just pointing out, and I'm not trying to say one side or another. And this is Israel also who says this.
I would just like, and I'd like to.
The only people who've killed Christians in that war is Israel. I mean, it's true.
Okay, right, but they didn't go.
I know they didn't do it on purpose. Well,
There is a difference. There is a difference, though. Also, there's a couple comments here about Christians being pretty fucked up to Native Americans. Great. Let's find an example in the 21st century of this.
All right.
Like this just doesn't exist.
There's a lot of there's a lot of literature and people. There's a lot of people, and I'm just telling you what it is the control of the Pope, what the Pope does, who influences the Pope, the cover-ups of the things that some of them have done with children, and I'm not saying they all do that, but I'm saying that is what people are going to point to when that question is asked. That's one of the things.
Right, and the exact percentage of pedophilia and pedophiles that are in the Catholic Church is the same percentage in society at large.
I completely agree.
So,
but they brand it by the worst.
I don't give a shit, and I just don't care.
I know, but I'm making a point with it. It's the same thing.
know.
They brand it by the worst, but that's not the truth.
Right. Man, I'm getting aggressive tonight. Get me all worked up with this shit.
No, I love it. That's like I said before the show. I was saying I met your writing partner, and I was like, "How do you deal with Ian?" He goes, "I try to calm him down." I'm like, "Why? He's so much fun when he's worked up."
Yeah,
I love you, dude. I don't care that you're getting worked up.
No,
it's
look,
fine.
everyone else gets to have opinions about it. I have fucking opinions.
And Ian, look, let me say. So you have a different position than me. I question everything, and I try to put myself in a position.
Yeah.
And I play devil's advocate a lot, and that people who watch the show are similar in that. So you're not under fire. Everybody, people love you, and you don't.
I
need
get
it.
it.
It's it's not.
No.
But it's actually like it's tough to be in your position right now. A lot tougher than mine because I know that people listening are more aligned with
Right. There are certain. I'm not someone who's willing to throw away an entire institution that has done far greater good than
well,
evil.
No, but nobody threw away an institution though.
No. I'm just saying that's what always comes up is like, well, how can you say you're a Catholic? The Catholics did X, Y, and Z. Blah blah blah. Yeah, but you're complete. You know what the Catholics also do? They're the most charitable organization in the entire world. They adopt more children than any other organization in the entire world.
Can you give me a minute? Because I don't disagree with anything you say. Yeah. The point that I was making was not that Catholicism should be thrown away.
Oh, I know.
It was that the same thing I was saying over here. It's just consistent that the worst case examples are used to brand an entire thing when that's not actually.
And I think we agree on that point for sure.
And so my point is that is a tactic used by everybody, which for me. Always because I have these emotions, I have these like feelings like, oh fuck it. Then wait a minute. Is this kind of I need to step back and think about if this is a representation of the whole or if it's a representation of the small minority that people who like to keep me worked up and funding and supporting wars would benefit from if I held that belief.
We don't get to choose whether or not we fund or support a war.
We do.
We do. Asked me.
Well, right. But the more the public questions, and it's everything being kept in a state of like a binary emotionalism is a brainwash controls. Like it's like I was talking the other day. I was like, who cares if somebody disagrees with you about something? Why does it hurt? Who fucking cares? It's cool to disagree. I'm not saying you do. I'm not saying you do. My point is that they don't want people being able to be like talking about, okay, like, I'm learning something new or different. They want people to either agree, don't agree, or hate is what they want.
This is what we've lost a bit of is right now. This is the boxing ring. That's what we're doing. There's nothing personal about this. We're taking jabs at each other, a couple uppercuts here and there, some gut punches.
And this is how it should be.
Right? And this is how it should be. And then after this, we're still going to be friends.
Right. We yell at each other all the time,
All
especially
the fucking
Josh is
time.
here.
All the fucking time. And only fucking little faggots don't. That's,
Right,
that.
Little faggots, dude.
Little faggots.
Like
little
that
faggots
fucking Muslim in New York.
Little faggots get all upset when you don't have the same worldview.
But not gay faggots. Just faggots who are
not
acting
gay
retarded,
faggots.
but not Down syndrome
Regular
retarded.
fucking faggots.
Just people being a little retarded faggy, which we all do sometimes.
Super gay retards.
So BG says he said I was on AM Wake Up. Great show, AM. You've met Steve before. He hosted the Third Eye Carnival that Josh and I went to in Tennessee with the tornado. He says,
Okay, cool.
Brad on AM Wake Up this morning responded to T-Lop. So T-Lop's podcast, he's such a smart guy, and he does one of the best jobs of being balanced, like truly attempting and doing a great job of being balanced, because we all have our biases. We all do. But he does a great job of being balanced. He had skepticism that Kash Patel's girlfriend would ever date Kash Patel, and I said to him, I said, what, you don't think she's dated a long line of bite-sized, cross-eyed Indians? And it was fun. It was a fun time. So did you see the Kash Patel thing, by the way, the post that he put on X?
I saw that he did something, and I've been.
Let's read it. I haven't read the whole thing. You want to read
I've been
it?
trying to listen to music in the morning instead of
So
pissed off.
This to me is Bill Belichick's girlfriend in the middle of the field at practice. Is what it feels like.
Okay.
Kash Patel's fine. Are you really not going to post about what everybody's talking about and defend me? And he did it. Let's read it. Look, I can understand Kash Patel has a difficult position in certain things, but I also Kash Patel spent years profiting off of saying to show us the Epstein files, only to tell us not to. And then he wrote a children's book, which I pulled up, and it's actually hilarious, about King Trump, and he has no kids, and the book is fucking weird as shit. And it was like Kash Patel, he's got to see a little straighter before he gets my full endorsement. That's how I am, though. Even if I love somebody, I'm like, I'm gonna go at him hard because I don't want to be fucking seduced by him. And here's Kash Patel. Oh, you gotta go. You gotta fucking go.
Yeah, in a minute here. Yes, you're right.
Sorry. Yeah,
Let's do
I
this
love
one
the
last
conversation. Though. I don't mind us getting a little. I love I think it's good to talk about that. Because when you tell me that stuff, I think about it. That's what makes me
honestly,
research stuff. I want to learn more about it.
You watch all these other shows, Brad, and they all just agree with each other. They all just fucking keep. I agree with you, and I agree with you.
And dude, and like so like I don't. There's so much stuff that I don't know about that my perception of things is shaped largely by because I spent 10 years kind of just I got fascinated with propagandists and their tactics and strategies and understanding how they use them. And so my perception is seen through that lens from us and from everyone else. And so when I see things that seem similar to us, I'm looking at this tactical purposes, and so I don't have as deep of an understanding of people try to explain Palestine and Gaza. I'm like, what's that? Like I just want people to be at peace, and I know that there's a lot more complicated than that, but I try to learn things about where people's beliefs come from, and when I talk to you and I talk to others, it puts seeds in my head that I go research and I try to learn about, and to me that's valuable, and I appreciate you. For that.
Thanks,
I appreciate everybody.
No, I do the same thing. I come on with a lot of opinions, Brad, and then every once in a while you go, "Yeah, but that's propaganda," and I'm like, and it won't leave my head, and it makes me start to question.
Like Brad
things.
Raffensperger.
Right,
I think, yeah.
Brad Raffensperger,
you didn't know about Brad Raffensperger until last week. Actually, I did that show for you because I was like, Brad Raffensperger could be an attractive thing. I want to make sure Ian knows what Brad Raffensperger, because they can pump so much info out that you can it's easy to forget, dude.
All you had to tell me, all you had to show me was that
Canada.
His last name was a little bit Nazi-like, and he was from Canada. Dude. He's fucking out. He's fucking out of here.
Garland, I'd have you meet Garland sometime. We can see if we can get him on show. But Garland has so much experience with that guy. He's told me he is.
My identity politics is you got to be American.
Yeah. Right, my identity politics, fuck you.
USA.
So All right, MAGA turns on Kash Patel for MAGA. This is a little over dramatic, but so he there was like a controversy because she's a country music singer, right? And so I told people earlier today, I was like, look, if you want to make sure you're safe from a false flag attack or actually any attack on America, you need to make sure you're one of the 6 or 7 fans who goes to every single one of Kash Patel's girlfriend's dive bar shows in Nashville, because all of the resources of the FBI are going to protect those 6 fans after reading this thing that seems to present Kash Patel as someone whose top priority is building up my country music star girlfriend's career, FBI number 2. Where's the... All right, so he wrote... All right, where is it? People were attacking her. People accuse her of being Israel spy. I don't... It's... there's a lot of stuff on that that's like... I don't know how much of that is actually backed up. But, okay, here's what he said. He was criticized over using a flight to, like, using government taxpayer dollars to fly her to something. I don't know what it was. But then he said on X, "Dear FBI employees, I'm sorry the government, all caps, isn't funded." Okay, that's why. So you won't be getting a paycheck. That's a different guy. Luckily, that doesn't stop real. That's a... Shit, I want Cash's fucking tweet, dude. Sorry. Where the fuck is Patel?
Wasn't it at the top?
Was it?
Did he say these baseless attacks?
Kash Patel's anger defense, FBI director, lengthy social media. Okay, he slammed the critics as uninformed internet anarchist and defended the country star following the trip. Yeah, he said this disgusting, baseless attacks against Alexis. She's like 24, but he's like 44. Good for him. A true patriot and a woman I'm proud to call my partner in life. So she's a trans woman. And are beyond pathetic.
What is a 45-year-old guy after, like, what do you talk to a 24-year-old about, dude? How do you have the energy?
And that, and the fact that he says my partner in life, are just 2 more reasons why I question his judgment.
Do you think a 24-year-old loves being called partner in life?
Hey, yeah, right. Hey, babe.
Come on.
You think this
a little cringy?
You think this online Discord group is terrorist? You think we should thwart it, or you think we should just let him go? Okay, let's go to bed. Good. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I've been doing this. I've been working all day. You know, it's Nazi SWAT. Yeah, let's go to bed.
I want you to be my partner in life forever.
Does that look like? What does that look like on his chest, partner? Is that?
Hey, partner.
Are those fuses or nipples? What are those, partner? They look like long nipples. Let's go to bed.
Once you meet my partner.
This is my partner. She's a country music singer. Some people think she's my daughter. Well, not so really. Adopted daughter, because I'm a cross-eyed
This
Muslim.
is when people they try to sound, I don't know, enlightened or smart, and they start using words like that. It's fucking dumb.
He then added,
just fine.
This is what he said. He said she's a rock solid conservative and a country. This is what he called her. This is what she made him do. He said this is disgusting, baseless attacks. She's a rock solid conservative and a country music sensation. It's done more for the nation than most will in 10 lifetimes. He wrote that with a ball gag in his mouth and a Louisville Slugger-sized butt plug up his ass.
She wrote that and made him.
She wrote that. Dude, that's exactly what happened. She stood right over him. She's much taller than him.
Yeah.
And he added, attacking her is just wrong. It's cowardly.
Rock solid. Say rock solid conservative, Kash.
And this is what I'm talking about. It's cowardly and it jeopardizes our safety, ours or the country's safety. And so I think it would be really funny if Kash Patel was like, we thwarted 3 terrorist attacks last week, saving thousands of people, and yet only 6 attended my girlfriend's country music showcase. Let's hope we thwart the attacks next week. So he's like, Kash Patel survives terrorist attack after he left to go see his girlfriend's performance after trying to give out free tickets to all 100 people who died inside. If only they had gone to see the show. So he could weaponize the federal government to build up his girl. Like everything is just like, wow, I hope karma doesn't strike Cincinnati.
Oh my God.
All right.
Oh my God.
And just to show you, the last thing to see about Kash Patel here.
Why does anyone take these jobs?
Because they want. He wrote this book to get this job. The plot to against the king, and this is the artwork. The plot against the king.
What?
That's the tears. This is
that a
Cash
trans
Patel's
queen?
It's Cash Patel's, I guess, trans queen with either diamonds or tears and
It's like
a
trans
tiny
Hillary,
Trump.
right? That's like she's supposed to be Hillary.
Well,
Little
and he
tiny
made Trump a boy who's like very small.
Hello, I'm Donald Trump.
And right, and this is Cash. This is how he made himself here. Where's the? No, not that. He made himself not cross-eyed, which I think is a lie. There he is. That's not Cash Patel's eyes. You fucking liar. You wizard. He made himself a wizard. And he made himself a not cross-eyed wizard. You fucking liar, with a castle on his head. And the description is pretty funny. The description here says a key player in which he wrote all this, in uncovering one of our nation's biggest injustices, tells the whole story for kids. Cash Patel partners with Beacon of Freedom Publishing House and an imprint of Brave Books to bring a fascinating retelling of Hillary's horrible plot against Trump and the whole family, full of fake heralds and Keeper Comey with a K spying slugs. This is a story of daring and danger, but never fear. Cash, the distinguished discoverer, will win the day. That's your head of FBI.
Oh my goodness.
Let's read it. Can you read my children's book to me one more time before we go to bed, honey?
I don't understand why people, my parents never talked politics growing, not once. I had no clue what, they never talked about politics. I started to get a notion when I was in high school, all of a sudden I realized my mom only listened to Rush Limbaugh while she was driving around.
Yeah, dude. Neil Bortz and my I first discovered.
They never once tried to tell me who to vote for or anything like that. It was never.
No,
never.
Yeah, my parents were like, even knew it was crazy, and I'd be like, none of this is real, and I'd be like, I'm sorry, I don't want to depress you guys. So BG says, I'm not taking this out on you until you call me a country star without calling me a cunt, which probably took a long time. And TT says, it'll be safe to say he's ready to break up with her, or she finds a tall white man. This is a temporary solution until a tall white man becomes the head of the FBI, or perhaps a Jewish country music producer. That would be ironic twist. All right, I kept you too long. I think we got engaged in the discussion and lost time.
Dude,
so
let's not take it. That's moving a little fast for me. Engaged?
Brad,
come on, man.
Entranced. We got entranced.
Entranced.
In the whole thing.
It was super fun. No, I don't even know why we got it down that point. I'm just very opinionated about that one subject.
The reason we got on that point is because, and this is my opinion, that this kind of, and I think like the Ben Shapiros are kind of leading the charge on this narrative to make it a conversation, and so it's obviously going to be primary in people's minds because that's what people are seeing. And my favorite part about Cash Patel's book is when I found this PDF of it online, and of course, if you can see barely at the top there, of course you could buy it at Kohl's, where everything else that fits nowhere goes to be sold.
Yeah, Kohl's is like a clothes and a leftover, like then some like a dollar store and a flea market as well.
You can go to get political children's propaganda, a T-shirt,
Brad,
a necklace for your girlfriend.
I still think you should be writing a kid's book. Write a kid's book about how to.
Yeah. I better do it before I have kids, so I can be as unaware of what it's like.
Brad, it's getting late to have kids, man.
You know what I would like to see?
Are you seriously saying before you have kids?
Dude,
is this still a dream for you?
Al, what's his name? The actor, he's like dead, and they still pumped
and
a
he
little
still had
bit
a kid?
of fucking fire. Yeah, he has a kid. That kid's gonna be like, "Who's your dad?" He's that guy on the ground at the fucking. He's like 80, and he just had a kid.
Come on, that ship has sailed, brother.
And you know what? His girlfriend probably just puts pills in his mouth and closes her eye, puts a blindfold on, and thinks about that Cash with a C, is what.
If I had a kid,
Al Pacino.
now, Brad, I'm gonna be 53 in 2 months. If I had a kid, imagine if I had a kid next year. That would be a nightmare.
People are doing that nowadays.
It'd be a nightmare.
Yeah.
I like my sleep too much.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. And then I'm gonna worry when I'm 70. I'm gonna be worrying about a 17-year-old.
Yeah, of course, dude. You fight them, dude. Yeah, you think you can take your old man? You fall down on the way over there.
Yeah, don't you talk about. Don't you talk about.
Put the fucking diaper on before we fight. You know, this shit's gonna be fair. Yeah. You little bitch, boy. No, I've heard people who's been like, my parents were very old when they had me, and it was difficult for them in their older age. But yeah. But then you look at Al Pacino, who has a whole staff to take care of his family.
You know, I don't know. I got my nieces. You know, they're my kids.
Right. So I guess next time we'll do this. Next time, I wrote a character that I think could tell very vulgar yet fully accepted, because they promote allyship and the lifestyle of the LGBTQ open mics. I wrote a really long thing that I think they would not. They would have to clap and snap and agree with the points, despite the disgustingness of the jokes within them. I got a haircut. It got butchered, guys.
Do they do that? Do they do this?
Yeah,
now?
they do that shit at these shows.
Fucking
You see this haircut?
stupid ass.
It got butchered, man. I don't know. I don't know what's more evil,
Brad,
my barber or the unearned lifelong white privilege that gave me every advantage over every BIPOC
Brad,
and queer in this room.
Where'd you go to get your hair cut? Where'd you go?
I shaved it myself. I did.
Brad.
No, I shaved it. It looked like
Brad.
a Debbie, and then I shaved it.
Listen, Brad, how old are you now? I'm not going to make fun of you.
No, not 28.
You're not
I'm a
28.
geriatric millennial, is what they call me.
You're 40 what?
I could still get pregnant.
What are you? How old are you?
44.
Okay, Brad. At 44,
44 is 15, dude.
Brad, treat
the
yourself,
fuck up, dude.
man. Brad, go to a real barber, man. Treat yourself. Okay.
Because he did. What
Take care of
happens there?
yourself.
Are you talking about like a drug house?
It's like men. No, it's where men can hang out. Go to a barber shop. It's great. It's a great experience. This is the kinds of things you need to start doing now as a middle-aged man. You need to go to a barber shop, right?
Yeah.
You need to go. You need to go to the bar at 5 o'clock and get drunk.
You get those Pelosi's. Yeah.
Yeah, this is you know you
Get them,
need to start
get them tits
moving-
down to the ground.
Get them tits down to the ground. baby.
I've been going. I like black. So black
Pamper
rims.
yourself. No, get it.
I'm
go to the
killing in
barber.
black rims, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
of course you are.
Seriously, I walk in. Everybody thinks I'm in fucking charge in these black open mic. I'm serious. They all think I'm in fucking charge because of my short hair, and they walk over to me, and it's like, I'm king of the castle, and I don't know. Every time I've gone, people walk in and assume I'm in charge. It's fucking hilarious. And so I go up there and I go, no, don't worry. Not a cop. I'm not after you people. I'm an ICE agent. It's the fucking El Polo Loco busboys I'm coming after to oppress. Like it's just they and black people are much better than the LGBTQ things, and they take my jokes about my black ex-girlfriend. It's like she's half white, she's half German. She's very passionate about both cultures. You know, there's nothing she hates more. Like the only thing she hates more than fucking racial injustice is the Jews. Like I couldn't. She's awful. And I have this whole string where I put all these, because she really was a racist, but because she was half black, she could pretend to be a social justice warrior. And I used to not go to black rooms until I discovered recently how much I fucking love them, because I'm in charge, baby. That's what I told the guy running. He's like, you come to the show. I was like, yeah, dude, everybody thinks I'm running the place. So he started laughing his ass off. I was like, I don't fucking know where the bathroom. I've been here twice. Yes, no, I'm not gonna fucking call your parole officer or whatever.
All right,
It's
man.
fun, dude. You should come. TJ's gonna come with me.
Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah, TJ's
I'll go.
our black friend. All right,
Just
bye,
let me know.
Ian.
Let me
Sorry.
know.
I'll come over and cut your hair.
No,
all right.
I don't want you to cut my hair. I go to a barber shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that might be a 5-minute match. Thank you, Ian. And sorry for
right.
keeping you long. Thank you for the
No,
discussion, and I always
course.
welcome it. I'm never mad. I always appreciate it.
Thanks to
And,
everybody for entertaining it. And
yeah. All right, guys.
I'll
Yeah,
see
thanks
everyone
for.
real
I
soon.
love you guys. It's fun to just kind of go off and chat sometimes, and we'll do it again next week. You guys have a fantastic rest of your day.
later.